They say money doesn't last forever, but what if it could? What if your wealth, your legacy, could outlive you, protected, invisible, untouchable, moving quietly through time while the world forgets your name? The wealthy have known this secret for centuries. It's not hidden in offshore banks or digital currencies. It lies in something far older and far more powerful: a trust fund. The story of trust funds doesn't begin with Wall Street. It begins in the dust of ancient Egypt. Over 3,000 years ago, wealthy families sought ways to pass land and treasures to their heirs without losing control. They created arrangements that ensured their wishes would be followed long after they were gone. Centuries later, the Romans refined it, the fideicomissum, a sacred duty of one man to manage another's estate. And by the 12th century, English crusaders leaving for war transferred their lands to trusted friends who would manage them until their return. That's how the modern trust was born, not as a loophole, but as a promise. A trust fund is not a bank account. It's not a vault nor a charity box. It is a legal fortress, a structure with three players: the grantor, the one who creates it; the trustee, the one who guards it; and the beneficiary, the one who receives its fruits. The trust stands between them, silent, disciplined, immune to emotion, ruled only by its founding document. And once created, it obeys only the law, not the whims of those who come after. There are many types of trust funds. Two of them dominate. These two are the revocable trust, flexible and living, one that can be altered as you wish. It is useful, but vulnerable. And the irrevocable trust, unchangeable, eternal, powerful. Once formed, even its creator can't touch the assets within. The rich understand this distinction deeply. They know control is an illusion. Protection is power. The true elite don't chase money. They control it. And trust funds are their instrument of choice. They protect wealth from taxes that erode fortunes, from creditors that circle like wolves, from divorces that divide empires. With a trust, assets can skip the costly public process of probate. They can flow privately, silently, to chosen heir, untouched by courts or gossip. Some trusts even freeze the value of assets, locking in today's price while all future growth belongs to the next generation, tax-free. Others, called dynasty trusts, are crafted to last for centuries, an unbroken chain of wealth that quietly passes through time. While ordinary families lose 70% of their fortune by the second generation and 90% by the third, those who master the trust never start over. The world's enduring dynasties have one thing in common. They think in centuries. The Rockefeller family still manages its fortune through a network of trusts created over 100 years ago. Every heir receives controlled distributions, enough to live well, never enough to be reckless. The Walton family, heirs to Walmart, uses complex trust structures to maintain control of their empire across generations, ensuring decisions are made collectively, not impulsively. Meanwhile, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Morgans all use trusts not to flaunt their wealth, but to preserve it. And that is the essence of quiet power, wealth that whispers, not shouts. Because without structure, wealth evaporates. The Vanderbilts, once richer than the U.S. Treasury, held the world's largest fortune in the 1800s. Within 100 years, it was gone. The Stroh family, who once owned America's largest brewery, sold it all. Their empire dissolved within 2 generations. They built fortunes on ambition. The others built systems, and systems survive. A trust is not just about money. It is about discipline. It decides who receives wealth, when they receive it, and why. Some trusts reward achievement, releasing funds only after a degree is earned or a business is built. Others withhold until maturity or ban the reckless from touching the family treasure. In this way, a trust doesn't just transfer wealth, it transfers values. It turns inheritance into instruction and money into mentorship. Creating a trust begins with intent. First, define your purpose: protection, charity, education, or legacy. Next, appoint a trustee, someone or an institution worthy of your confidence. Then, decide what assets to place within: property, stocks, businesses, art, or even digital wealth. Finally, the trust deed is written, a document of law and loyalty. Once signed and funded, it stands apart, neither yours nor anyone's, but alive in its own right. Most people chase wealth to spend it. The wise design systems to preserve it. Because true power isn't in possession, it's in continuity. The poor work for money, the rich make money work for them. But the truly wealthy make money serve generations unborn. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. If making investment decisions, please consult a qualified financial professional. Tony's Wealth Secrets: uncovering the stories, strategies, and mindset behind lasting wealth.